Ah, come on. I said, you know what that means? If we see that, it's a midday takeover with Mike. Weekdays at 3 p.m. And we got my co-host, Todd.
Let's go. Let's do
What's
this.
up? Where is
buddy?
I love he's just never on time for his show. He joined in and he walks away.
Hey, he's got a lot going on, man.
He's busy. But I think we got to take over.
Yeah, fine.
All right, let's throw him back in the green room.
Yeah, he'll come back. I have faith in him.
No, he won't. What's up?
I tell you what, I had to use my inhaler last night.
Because you have corona.
Inaccurate. I have something wrong. I just don't know what. I don't have a fever. I can taste. I can smell.
Okay.
I have allergy symptoms. I have like a little stuffy nose, a little bit of a cough, but not consistent. Only at night. So all day long, I'm fine. Like right now, I'm breathing fine.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking about it. I'm not coughing. I don't sound nasally. But the second like 11:30 hits or I get off air and I'm downstairs hanging out with my wife or watching TV, I'm off. Everything's off. My nose becomes a freaking faucet. I start coughing, and then I go to try to go to bed and lay down, and it's like, what the hell's going on? So I had to use a nasal spray. I put Vicks Vapor Rub that helped me go to sleep. But then at 5 o'clock this morning, I'm woken up because I'm having freaking trouble breathing.
So, So the whole thing is with corona, right? Is there's certain symptoms that most people get, and then there's other symptoms and that's why it spread like wildfire, right?
Right.
So we don't know. I know you keep saying no, and honestly, it could be corona, and I hope like if those are the only symptoms you got, right, and you get through it like that, you almost want it to be because then you build the antibodies and you don't have to worry about it. But that's the case, right? It hits everyone differently.
Yes.
What I had 3 weeks ago when I was down for the count for that whole day, like on that Friday where I did 0 shows and I couldn't do anything, that could have very well been corona. You don't know, and that's the problem with not everyone's going to get testing, and it doesn't. And I understand, like what Trump said yesterday, you can't test everyone in America. There's 330 million people. You can't test everybody.
Right.
So that's the problem. So you very well could be corona for you, and you're having very mild symptoms other than the hard time breathing, and that's where it comes like, okay, if that's all I'm getting, I'll take it, right?
Yeah. But don't you find it weird? The symptoms are so sporadic. It's so inconsistent.
So people are saying that's what it does, and people are calling it the beast and saying the beast attacks worse at night. And
really?
And that goes with everything. So why does that go with everything, right? When you're up and when you first wake up from sleep and your immune system is now turning, eventually your brain starts to shut down your systems and your immune system fights differently. So Maria says no, he has allergies, but that's the problem. Allergies, flu, cold, corona, they all have similar symptoms. So there's no way. Allergies are, yes, I get allergies, but the fact is, you've had allergies before, correct?
Correct.
Have you ever had allergies that made you use your inhaler and have a hard time breathing?
I've never had an inhaler in my life, Mike.
Right. And what do they say is the coronavirus attacks at your lungs, right? And it puts inflammation in your lungs and makes it harder for you to breathe and gives you a harder time breathing. And they say, and that's one of the main symptoms is any sort of difficulty breathing. So you could have that without the fever.
Right.
Yeah. It's the whole thing. It could be something. It could be anything else. It could be, and that's the problem. No one knows unless you get tested.
And now, I would have a positive test even with such mild symptoms.
Yes, because that's the whole thing. If you had a test, you would come back with a positive test because even with mild symptoms, the virus is present in your respiratory
system. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So, and that's the whole thing. That's where is it hailing outside?
It was yesterday, dude.
Oh, all of a sudden I hear like things hitting the side of the house upstairs.
I don't know if it was supposed to rain. So Maria, I did talk to my doctor and I said, everything that we're just talking about here, Maria, I told him over the phone, God bless him, Dr. Damaso, love you. He gave me his cell phone number, said, we'll talk to me, keep in touch. He said, you know what? Have you ever been diagnosed with having asthmatic and having asthma? And I said, that's funny. No, but sometimes after I run races, I wheeze. I start wheezing. and like I'm fine. Like we've talked about, I've run marathons and I'm fine, and I breathe fine, and I finish marathons, I'm fine. But sometimes I have a wheezing thing, or I have problems with my nose. I do have a deviated septum. I just got that diagnosed about 2 months ago. So he said that could be an issue as well. So that on top of allergies, he said, you know what? Just in case overnight, if you have problems breathing, I'm going to prescribe for you an inhaler. Go pick it up, and if you need it, try it. And he said also use the nasal spray, and that helped me go to sleep. It helped loosen up my nostrils. I was able to, because I'm a nose breather. When I train people to run races, I tell them nose breathe it. You're using less of your body instead of breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth, or breathing in and out of your mouth. You're using less. So I'm a nose breather. So the second my body stops being able to nose breathe, I'm like, well, what the fuck's going on? And then I get cotton mouth all the time overnight. I think I need a dehumidifying agent in my room because I get way dry when I go to mouth breathing overnight. So listen, Maria, I've talked to him and he prescribed the inhaler. He says you don't sound like he went through the whole thing. We went step by step, just like you're supposed to. Call your doctor and step by step. You have this? No. You have that? No. He's like, well, try this. And again, it worked. So, right. But you're right.
It could be. You don't know. Let me interrupt you 1 second.
Yeah.
She's here.
She heard you on.
What's up?
Hi, darling.
What's going on, honey?
How are you?
We're discussing time of Corona.
Oh, yeah. He's sickly. Get him out.
Can you get it from here?
Oh,
we should throw him in the green room just like he throws us in the green room.
Go ahead. It's your show.
It's not really my show.
Oh, it's a takeover now.
Where is he?
So apparently my dog has a third world parasite virus in his stomach, my new puppy. I'm like, he has corona.
What's he have?
I don't know. My mom just called me. Well, my mom walked outside when I was outside with the puppy. I was walking him in my backyard, and she's like, don't let the dog kiss you on the mouth, whatever you do. I'm like, it's a little late for that. That's all this dog does is lick your face. I'm like, why? Because she brought him to the vet yesterday for his checkup. 2 days ago. So apparently the vet just called her back and said that he has a virus. He has a parasite. It's common in puppies. It's like a third world parasite. I'm like, yeah, keep
from moving on market. A third world country. So we use Slack for internal communication.
Yes.
And this is a Slack message I got at 2:33 that I just noticed. Apparently I'm 40 minutes behind. So many automated calls these days, man. Some of these businesses are straight up savages. No fucks giving about selling products during a pandemic. So who tried to sell you something, Christina?
I don't know. I don't even know. Someone called the business line and I picked up, and before I even said hello, there was an automated message of someone talking about loans and shit. I don't even know. I hung up. But it's not the first call. We're getting calls all the time with these stupid savages.
Today I keep getting calls basically with fake. I scratched the guy's car and he has
I saw that. Wow,
that was one, and it was a bot, because when you would talk they leave the pause. And then I got another one that I actually probably have it as a voicemail. Hold on, let me see. Wait, no, I might have deleted the voicemail because I was like, what is this nonsense? Let me see. Is there a way to recover deleted voicemails? No.
Are you gonna play it for us?
I was going to, but I deleted it. It was another one where it was like the same thing. I put it to voicemail, and they would talk, and they would leave a pause, and then they would talk again. And it was something about like, we're building the greatest wall. We need a donation. Mexico's paying for it. We need some money. Please, are you ready to make a donation? And would pause and then talk, like answer a question. And I probably had 3 calls today with weird numbers. That's what we talk about. They don't give a crap. They still try to scam you during all this. They need money now more than ever too.
So bogus. Hey, Jen.
Hello from Arizona. Hello, Jen. Did you guys? Let me pull this up. I know you both saw it, but I liked it. Hold on, brand upload.
Arizona, man. I just want to go everywhere when this is all done. I want to travel the fucking world. I just want to.
Oh, Moss is back. He's on the phone. Is he ready to come in?
Let's do a live look into the host of the show.
All right, I think he's ready. Let's bring him in.
Here we go.
1 second.
3. Ladies and gentlemen, Massimo Dodonna in the mix.
What's up, Moss? Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
That says something. When Moss is just letting out a big
He's
sigh with
speechless.
no words, I think that's a bad sign.
You like my photo, my formal Friday?
Well, Mike, I got nothing.
Wow.
Should we just go? He's speechless today.
What's the matter, buddy?
You know, this whole thing got to me today.
Yeah.
What thing today?
The Corona thing.
Oh, Corona.
It got me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it.
No, it's fine.
I'm a little jumpy. I want to fight the world.
Right.
The anxiety's kicking in, huh?
Anxiety's kicking in.
Yeah.
And, if I could just go off on a tear here for a minute, I will.
Please do.
It is your show. So let's go.
No full screen. No full screen. No. No, I think it's important that we talk about the emotions. If you want to yell, if you want to cry, if you want to scream. I'm very, 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 very jumpy. I literally want to fight the world.
At least you know how to control it. That's the big part.
No, I don't know how to control. I just fly off the fucking handle.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's important that, if you do something wrong, you got to apologize. Like I fucked up a little while ago, so I have to make right on it in a little while, which I will. I got a little jumpy with someone the wrong way. It came out the wrong way, and I realized afterwards. I'm just pissed off. I'm okay if I lost a client because I made a mistake or we weren't the right fit, but we all went to work one day and something that none of us did is affecting our livelihood. So it sucks. I don't care if you're a DJ, you're an IT person, you're a production guy, a bus driver, a cop, a fireman, a nurse, a doctor. This thing is just affected all of us. None of us asked for it. I could think of crazy things, right? You're overweight. You choose not to do anything about your diet. You're going to become a diabetic. You're going to have a fatty heart. You're going to maybe have a heart attack. You smoke cigarettes. You may, develop lung cancer.
Why am I getting killed off here?
No, Mike, you understand what I'm saying.
Hey, man, I'm the smoker. I'm the one getting lung cancer.
But, you turn around and, you have, you take risks, right? None of us asked for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's affecting all of us differently, and it got to me.
Yep, it's all right, man.
And it's all right. That's why we do the show, to talk about it, talk about the shit that's going on. But
at least you're able to know this is happening within you, and you're not just like, oh, fuck the world. Like, you realize that it's something internal going on. It's something that you gotta kind of defeat your demons a bit about and work your way through instead of just lashing out. That's certainly not the right thing, And most people just would. They would just lash out and say, fuck the world.
That's why hanging at Montalbano's, helping out there, is so important to me. It keeps this.
Keeps you sane.
Right.
Keeps it sane. To Mike, he, we have some IT stuff that maybe he'll zoom in on. But to me, I got to be real. I'm a worker. Mm-hmm. I can't sit home and just do absolutely nothing to fix my I'm just going to sit home and rearrange my closet.
See,
even Desiree I don't fight. I haven't spoken to her all day. We had a little tiff late last night, early this morning, and that's it. I got nothing. What do you want me to do?
Right.
My last words were, "Do you really want to go to war with me when we're quarantined?"
Nope.
Yeah, no.
And listen, guys, you don't know me that well. I'm not someone you want to go to war with. If you go to war with me, I'm going to come at you like SEAL Team 6. Like, you want no part of that. So, I just,
I get it.
And I'm wrong. She's texted me a couple times I won't answer. Christina would like to go to war with Paul.
Wow.
I'll
Wait,
start.
what?
I'll start.
Is that Christina's keyboard?
Yeah, that's Christina. She's typing stuff. I don't know.
We always hear
Oh, am I
35
annoying
different
you?
things in the background.
I'm trying
So,
to
like,
work.
No, it makes look, and I actually, as you're saying this, I just messaged Nicole because the one thing is I have the show and she's with the kids. And yesterday she said to me, can I go downstairs for an hour and work?
Yeah.
And it'd probably be helpful for her to get away from the kids. So I just texted her after, Paul, do you want to go down for an hour and I'll watch the kids?
Mhm.
Because she's been stuck for 3 weeks up there, right? And hasn't gone to work. And it's easy to forget that, right?
Yeah.
And she asked me on Monday. So Monday, I probably will not be able to make the midday show. I'd probably be able to do a looking because I'll make the morning show because it's my daughter's birthday. So
Nice.
I said, can you work a half a day Monday? And, because it's going to be stressful for my daughter because she's used to like our grandparents coming over and everything.
Yeah.
And she's not going to have that.
Are you going to do one of these parades?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Nicole about it. That's her thing. I know Nicole. So we were supposed to have Cinderella at Audriana's party. So I know Nicole did get. She's dressing up as Cinderella.
Mike, you should turn around and you should really wear it.
Me? All right, I'll do it. You think I'll fit in it?
Yeah.
All right.
Do it. Put it on. Put it on right now.
Don't rip it for your daughter.
Look at those cankles.
These are
Candles.
yes.
What do we got? Games? What do we got?
Star Wars cards.
Mike, can you share my screen?
Yeah. All right. Do you want to look through my deck first of Star Wars?
Yeah, you hit share screen.
I'll do it. Don't worry. But look, anybody want to play Star Wars with me?
Let's go. I'll take you on. I'll beat you.
Uh-oh.
Jack Tacarante from JMT Media. Good afternoon. How are you? I checked in real quick. I wasn't tuned in the whole time. Sorry. Jamie Russo, how are you? Kathy Del Priori. God, I love you, Kathy. Glad you're watching.
I think
I'm in
it's
the bed
important,
right now. My hair's out of control. I'm a mess.
I think it's important that we thank Mike Bloomy for donating $250 this morning from Techie Geek to the Call Beanie Fund to allow us to continue to do good work. He did make the donation and the contribution during the morning show, and it did not work, and we got it up and running by 12:45, and we were able to get it working. So thank you to Mike for donating to the fund. And
Thank you for doing everything you were doing. And that was, what were we going to use that for? That was towards the water, right? We were talking about?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
So Mike donated a couple of shekels. It didn't go through. Rappachulo got it running in typical Rappachulo fashion after an hour argument between me and him blaming each other. We figured it
Is
out.
that the one you have to call and apologize to?
Oh, no. We don't apologize. We just mother F at each other. So let's throw this out there. I mean, how many viewers we have?
Only 12 million right now. Christina, did you ever work on a little video we could play that shows people how to share? But no.
No, I didn't do that. I could do that quick now.
You know,
I'll do it while we're here. It takes 2 seconds.
Everyone, if you helpful, we like to get this out. We like to have conversation. We like to help people. If you're in the live chat, you go up to share now public. That'll share it out to all your friends and let them, hopefully they can come watch with you. Let them know there's a bunch of, fun people to watch. Arizona, you might want to say, hey, there's a bunch of New York Gingies having a nice conversation. Watch some Ginzos, whatever you want.
Watch some Ginzos.
Yeah, no, and then Corey was you saw Corey started a fundraiser too for PPE equipment for the hospitals.
Yeah, he's almost up to $3,000, I believe.
Yeah. So he's trying,
which is awesome. Yeah.
But I think I like the idea you spoke about. What was it on After Dark? The little care packages, but that's the problem with that is that's probably a logistical nightmare. Then you have to hand it out to them.
Mike, I don't think it's actually that bad. I think once we get the numbers for the hospitals, I've secured the water. I've got a couple of pallets of water on hold for me. I think I'm going to, once we get the exact number, we'll get, maybe we can do like a Purell bag, the antibacterial bottle of water. You know, I don't know. We're working on it.
Yeah. And we're booking some guests. And if anyone wants to join and be on the show, we'd love to have you. We're actually, Christina's working on, guys, kind of an apply website where people could just basically put their info and let them know they're interested in joining and which show they'd like to come on.
Yeah.
So Christina's working on that. We should have that Monday. That's her clicking of her keyboard.
Got
and
it.
then on Tuesday at next week, we're going to have on your midday show, Moss. I got some guests. We have Anthony Wilkinson from Avenel Art Center, Frank Wilkinson's brother. So
Nice.
he runs the Avenel Art Center. He's very fun. He wanted to come on, and we also going to have Irene Amato from ASAP Mortgage. She's a friend of mine, and she heard about the shows, and she wanted to come on. So we'll probably have them both on Tuesday at 3. So we'll have some guests on that show.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
We want to use this. We like to come on, and we like to obviously just rip at each other because that's fun, and people seem to like that. But we also want to use this and give a medium for people that if you don't have the ability to do your own live show, but you want 10, 15 minutes to just come out, talk about your business, even if it's not just to talk about your business, even if you just want to come and get some normalcy and have a conversation with us, we want to have you. You know, you don't have to own a business to come on this show.
Correct.
It could be a manager, an employee of a company dealing with stuff,
like,
anything.
Jen Miller, you want to come on the show one day, you let us know and we get you on. Like, tell us what's going on in Arizona. You know, we want anyone to come out. Whoever wants to come on, we just want to use this as a way.
Yeah.
And obviously, we need more people to talk to because we're getting bored of each other. That's why they keep dropping off. I just got a text from Frank because I was joking around with them on his live show. They cut out in the back. I was like, if you need Wi-Fi in the back of the machines, reach out to Techie Geek.
That was awesome what they were doing, though. I was watching that. I chimed in. I love the behind-the-scenes thing.
Yeah.
Totally dig that, and that's great. That's a great job by them.
You know who's
being able to do that.
You know
What's
whose
that?
idea that was, right?
Yours?
Yeah. I was on one of his shows, and I said, you guys should do a live look back in the machine. So I used to be a bowling alley mechanic. So
really?
So my dad owned the bowling alley in Jersey. It was a little bowling alley called Roselle Lanes, a 16-lane center. And I was the head mechanic of that bowling center. My dad was the head mechanic of the bowling alleys in Brooklyn, Long Island, and Queens for 30-something years. So I was an A2 bowling mechanic, which is what Frank has. So I was like on the one show, I was like, Frank, you should go in the back, show the A2 machines. People would love to watch because it's really fun to watch a machine work. And how and I love Brunswick bowling machines better than AMF. So that's what those are. Those are Brunswicks. They're much more mechanical. So they almost like a car. There's a lot more moving parts, right? An AMF machine is much more electrical. So it's different. It's not as fun. I love it. I used to run across. I was obviously skinnier. I used to run across the catwalk. So that's like if you would look at the machines along the top. So like if I was in we call it a tree house and you had to get from one lane to the other, I would run across. I used to take naps on the top during league bowling. Like I'd be sleeping on the catwalk.
Oh, wow.
I had a call and stuff. I missed it. It was so fun. I joke around. I said to Frank once, I was like, can I just get like a one night a week just ping chasing at the bowling alley like for leagues?
Yeah.
Like it really is fun. I miss working on machines like that.
Yeah, that's fun. That's really cool. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah,
God, you've had a lot of different jobs, man.
A lot of things. I had to pay. I had to buy stuff.
All the red light cameras you could thank fucking Bloomy for.
What about the cameras?
They're all Bloomy's fault.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Is now how much of your technology that you specifically worked on is on the cameras that are on Staten Island?
So they've changed technology since I left. I think they're moving the newer stuff. So I don't really know how much if they're still keeping or not.
Right.
For a while, my technology was everything, but they're moving to a new like radar based system because it's easier. We used to cut like loops and piezos into the road, but it was harder installation. So 3D tracking radars are easy to put up, right? They throw it up, they don't have to rip the road apart. And that system came as I was beginning development as I left. I started on it, and then but I left pretty early in. But I think that's what they're using now. But I also left there now at this point 9-10 years ago. So I would hope it's not the same.
Yeah, of course, they probably upgraded their technology. Of course,
Yeah.
technology's
Okay.
changed and whatnot. Yeah.
But the one thing I think they are still using from the last I told is my team, we designed our own custom camera.
Yeah.
So we worked with a company that used to do camera development for Kodak, and we designed our own camera.
Oh, okay.
And it was pretty cool.
Kodak,
I have the original prototype somewhere in my house. They had
really?
given me as like the original like body shell, and it was cool because we basically created a camera. It was a 16 megapixel camera before that was a thing. Like this is back when like the D2H and the D2X was around.
Okay.
And those were only like 12 megapixels at that point.
I remember when megapixels was like the biggest deal.
Right.
Like, oh my god, it has so many megapixels. No, my
now your cell phone's got like 20 megapixels in it.
Yeah, it's the megapixels. Yeah.
It's the megapixels. See, the sharing works. We went from like 12 to 28 million.
We're at 28 million. Wow, this is awesome. Okay, so here's a question for you. If next week, hey, what's up, Marco? What if we come out with topics for every show from now on? Like, let's get some solid topics and promote like what Anthony Rapp's been doing with his graphics and like, hey, on Breakfast with Moon, we're going to tackle this. And then on Midday with Moss, this. And Gotham After Dark, we got these 3 guests, and we're going to talk about this. Like, what if we get some solid structure going for next week? This way, a little bit sane, and this way we stay on point a little bit. I mean, we're going to go off on tangents anyway, because that's who we are. We love hearing ourselves talk. We love being on camera, blah, 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 blah. We can blabber on forever. But I think we need a little structure. Why am I talking like a president?
I think we do, too. I've been saying that to Mike, actually. I think that it's smart for us to kind of like have – it is going to take a little bit of work because it's going to take us deciding the day before what we're going to talk about the next day, and just kind of like, you know, we should definitely have like a good 20 minutes set aside for new things that are popping up in the news that day that we have to talk about, because it's hard to really integrate that in a plan. So we could just separate time for like what's going on today in the world, have a time to specifically talk about, I don't know, business, a time to specifically talk about food, or, you know, streamline it a little bit more. So kind of we can promote that a bit before the 10 a.m. show. The day before, tomorrow we're talking, we're hitting on this. Join us at 10 a.m. 3 p.m. we're talking about this. And this way we can kind of build the audience and have a little bit more of a loyal following instead of people just who happen to be on Facebook, who happen to join us live because they, you know, we're here.
Just
give them a little bit more incentive to join us.
Yeah. I think start off every show with, all right, first with the news. Let's get the stuff out of the way. Like what are the headlines coming out of WHO and CDC and the government, and what's different, what's new? Let's get some positive news. I like Anthony Rapp's thing. He's got positive news every day and whatnot. I think we should definitely hit on that. Absolutely. And then let that be like the first 10 minutes maybe, so we can go back and forth, and then hit the ground running with next 10 minutes, another topic. That's what I kept saying with the guest at night.
I even
10, and 10.
Too short because we wind up. We have 4 people on the show. That's realistically 2.5 minutes per person talking, and we all know we go off longer than that. So 20, I think.
I don't think he means 10. He means 10 minutes per guest, right?
Yeah. My goal was like 10 minutes per guest, especially if we have 4 guests. Like 10 minutes, and then move on, and just go through them. But topic wise, I mean, if you keep it to an hour show, you should still segment and have time limits. Yeah. Like I'm sure we could find a counter that we could probably animate, or someone could keep a counter, and this way we're timed. And I mean, that's how TV works. TV shows work, right? TV formats, you're given X amount of time before you hit commercial, and then you have to learn. I mean, it's why talent on TV is talent on TV. They know how to talk the time. They have someone in their ear saying 45 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and they know.
The ref has got in his 5 minutes, bring it home, blah blah blah. Like you plan for it.
Exactly.
What?
Wrestling's fake?
No, we just still have to stay in timing, you know.
Right.
So beat you up in 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes to beat you.
And then the other thing that people seem to like and do good discussion is we do these lists, right? So maybe we should even come up with the list ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
And publish that and let the people, like our viewers, come back and comment with their list, right?
Exactly.
So favorite.
That's what I'm saying. We got to do these things ahead of time so we're able to talk on them the day after. You know, like it's going to take a little bit more work. It's going to take us planning days ahead of time, but it's better to have a week's worth of shit so we know all next week we're good. We have content ready to go, and then it takes the stress off a little bit instead of sitting here with dead air.
Right. Agreed. Yeah. Where we're just kind of picking up things out of nowhere, like I'm talking about.
Filling time in, you know.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. If you have a set format, it definitely helps.
Yep.
No, it definitely, and we've gotten better at keeping these shows at least to an hour. The breakfast with Bloomy and the midday with Moss. We
Mhm.
get those down to an hour.
Yeah.
No, but and look, and people are still liking. Here we are, a month into it, right?
Yeah.
I sent an email to my client, basically at the month point of quarantine.
Yeah.
We're at a month.
We've been in quarantine for just about a month now.
Mhm.
Crazy to think of, right?
Yeah.
And we have another 3 weeks. So right now, based on that, we have another 3 weeks. So we are past the halfway point, but you still have it. You still have a
Right.
long amount of time. Yeah, 1, 2, just about 3 weeks to the day would be May 1st.
I hate it.
Wow. Yeah. And then what do we think? I feel like we ask this question every day. Well, how much? If all of April canceled? All of April's canceled.
Yeah.
Do we think
Yes.
April's it's so crazy? April's just postponed. Sorry, all of April's postponed. And then May, I don't know how much longer in May we're gonna get in there. But it's all good. We'll be back.
Positive news. Positive news.
Positive news. We had a bunch of phone calls this morning. A lot of people want to jump on this talk show format. A lot of people want to get online and just talk about what they do and just spread the good word of each other. So it's cool. We're doing a Easter Mass on Sunday morning live.
Nice.
Are you?
So that guy Albert Cancella, who's the pastor, he's from Cloth to Cloth. He does custom suits and he's a pastor. We're doing his live mass.
What if that pen has corona? I saw it, Mike. Mister, I spray everything down.
This thing has been in my basement for over a month. It only stays on this for 3 days, so we're good.
Well, let me wipe my hands down. He's eating a pen. Look at it on national TV. He's so steamed up. Should I go get tested?
This is my pen.
Should I go in the backyard and dig a hole and put a gun to my head and shoot? Oh my God, what am I going to do? I just touched the pen and I put the pen near my mouth. Mike, you should jump in the microwave for 10 seconds and disinfect it.
Let's see how that goes.
That was a rant like my cousin Vinny.
Yeah,
Sorry.
my Uncle Joey is texting me.
That was good. No, that was good, Mas.
He can't be on the show. Joey's texting me because he can't make it to the show. I yelled at him today because he told me that he went. He was at La Bella. He went and got a haircut, and I told him, "Can you please go home and just stay the fuck home?" And he's like, "Okay, I'm going home." Then he texted me, "Okay, I'm at the chocolate factory." Why are you at the chocolate factory?
Oh my God!
I won't be able to make the show today. He's going to get Tyler at work and his girlfriend.
So I want to talk about a couple of things, just positive light. Advent said that Staten Island is number 7. Staten Island ranks 7th in the list of the most generous New York counties. Doesn't surprise me because one thing about our borough, we stick together.
I would think higher than that. No.
I mean, I didn't go through the whole list. I could if you want me to. Stand by 1 second. Number 1 is Rockland, 2 Nassau, 3 Manhattan, 4 Putnam, 5 Westchester, 6 Suffolk, Staten Island 7, Orange 8, 9 Dutchess, 10 Saratoga.
I wonder though if you go per capita and you start to look at the number.
All right. We got number 7 out of 10. Just leave it alone, Mike. We don't have to go all crazy. But I did receive a funny email about golf courses. That golf course is considered a
good topic.
So I am a member at the Richmond County, and I just received a letter that the governor of New York issued an executive order yesterday that deemed golf as a non-essential business.
Yeah, I would hope so. Damn.
Christina, hold on. Do you golf?
No, but I see a lot of people have been lately.
Okay, so stand by. Number 1, if it is a push cart situation or a golf cart situation, and you're by yourself, it is kind of like, you can respectfully social distance and golf. The public courses, I get it, might be a little bit harder, but in a private course situation, I got to kind of disagree with the governor. I think that it's important that there are certain things that you should be allowed to do, like going for a walk. So now, if you're a golfer and you go out there and you are pushing your own clubs, it is a form of exercise. You're out there by yourself. Okay, I kind of disagree with this. I think maybe the public courses would be a little bit harder to enforce. In a private course situation, I think it's wrong. Honestly, I really think that they can respectfully, socially distance and play golf. And not that I'm an avid scratch golfer, but I think that this is an opportunity where maybe people can get out, enjoy some fresh air, play around the golf, and respect social distancing. I'm not saying we should have all the amenities on the course that we normally do, beverage cart, kitchen crew at every couple of holes. Right. No, just go play, pack a sandwich, pack a beer or two or water or whatever it might be, and go exercise and hit some balls.
I think that in an ideal world, that sounds like a really great idea. Like it would be awesome. But the problem is when I'm driving past the golf courses, I'm seeing these people like sitting next to each other on the carts, and they're not really respecting social distancing, and it's kind of just it's hard.
Not a golf cart, a push cart where you push your own clubs.
Right. The problem is there's the few rotten eggs that for everybody, and so you might go out and do it, socially and do it the right way, and then there'll be a group of people that will all be in the tee box standing toe to toe, and that's the problem. And
I mean, listen, guys, you got to have NYPD is running people off. Yeah. So the other thing is, since we're on the topic of golf, Mike, so the Carl Beanie annual golf outing, the Carl Beanie Classic, as I like to call it, is scheduled for Monday, June 22nd. Mm-hmm. Do I postpone?
I don't think you know at this point.
So I agree. And if I do postpone, the dates that have been selected, and I will put it out to the general audience of millions upon millions.
Let me guess, like September and October now at this point?
July 6th, July 16th, July 23rd, July 30th, August 13th, August 27th, September 7th, August 8th, or October 12th.
Yeah, the problem with July is it's hot. The SIDC used to do their golf outing in July, and you would come off drenched.
Yeah.
But, people will deal with it, right? It is what it is. Right. I would almost say at this point, you don't change it till May. You don't change it till May 1st.
That's what I kind of said to them. But I don't know if any of our viewers are out there that come to our golf outing. I think if we went to October 12th, is that Columbus Day, guys?
I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
Columbus what day?
Columbus Day 2020 is
October
12th.
Yeah, buddy.
The problem with October 12th, though, is it's risky in terms of weather.
Nah.
Why? It could be.
You could have hurricane, yeah.
Well, when?
You say you could have a hurricane?
I said it's hurricane season in October.
We only get a hurricane like once every couple of years. Let's say, we had two in like 3 years, and before that was like a couple of decades.
So what else is risky about weather in October?
I'm talking about more that's cold and rainy. It's got
so if it's rainy or a hurricane, that's the point. It's still shitty out.
Yeah.
It's been warmer out in October, though.
All right, she's hitting us with the hurricane. Oh God, now we'll be back inside.
Did you guys see my private chat? I just need everyone to see that. Okay.
Yep. Gotcha. All good. We'll stick around.
I think I'm going to lean towards probably. I think I'm going to go with October 8th.
Yeah, but I would almost wait, right? I would do.
I'm going to hold out as long as I can.
Yeah, and we spoke about this the other day. The SI Live is looking for subscribers, right? They want you to subscribe $10 a month for their digital, keep them going. I am more than happy to pay that $10 a month when Carl Bingy gets the recognition on what they did on, what was that, Monday you did it? What day did you do that? Tuesday?
They still didn't run the article. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, I'm not supporting them until they support everything you did. You put your line out. You went. You did it. When they do that, the second I see that article, I'll put my $10 and subscribe to their online.
Yeah, shit! It's so politically screwed up. It is what it is. I'm just whatever. It's old news at this point. We did what we had to do.
That's all right. They're a couple of days behind. They just did an article on Zoom security. They're only about a week behind on that one. They even posted and commented like from the press release from the Zoom head, the head of it on April 1st. It's April 10th. That was 9 days ago.
Yeah, I think it's important that we just do the thing because it's the right thing to do.
We just want to share something totally off topic. I apologize, guys, but some NFL news that's relevant for me once we get back to normality here. Drew Brees picks NBC over ESPN in Monday Night Football setback, which is great for us, NBC. That means when Brees retires from the Saints, he's expected to start as a game analyst on Notre Dame football and as a studio analyst for Football Night in America, which is the show I work on Sunday nights, that's awesome.
Well, now that we're friends, will you be able to get us into these games? And
whoa, hang on a second. Who said we were friends? Hang on. That's number one. Number two, I ain't getting you in.
I ain't getting in.
Look, Moss, we could control him. You want to just keep him in the green room for a couple of minutes?
How's it feel, bitch?
Yeah, how's it feel?
I said bitch, and Christina was like, "You better not."
Bitch.
So I got some important news to report. So I think we spoke about State Farm Insurance the other day when Mike Papora was on.
Yes.
And State Farm, and I think Geico also gave everybody, don't quote me on this, a 25% discount off the premium for the next couple of months.
Really? I'm looking to see if
State Farm definitely did, and I think Geico also, Mike. And I just want to say, so I did something called, I was able to maneuver some vehicles, and I was able to lower some premium. So which definitely helps us during these difficult times.
Message regarding coronavirus. I wonder. I gotta look. When was this from? No, that was from March 13th. So that was it. March 20. No, it's all. Oh, they are 15% credit.
Geico or State Farm?
Geico.
15% credit. So they're just issuing a general credit to just help people. That's really nice.
On renewals from April 8th to October 7th, 2020. So look how much money they're saving, right? In terms of the less people you have on the road, the accidents down, fender benders, right? That's where all their money gets spent on that. Unfortunately, like Barry's Auto Body, they finally closed. Yesterday was their first day because they were staying open, but it's not out there.
No one's on. Yeah, no one's on the roads. Yeah, our one of our partners, Mike Delagrazie, and Double D's Chariot Collision. The hell is he staying open for? It's like 5 cars on the road.
Is he still open?
I think he goes in for a couple hours and just he's got like 2 workers going and working on some cars that were left over that had some other job, had some other work that needed to be done, but not much new business. Did y'all hear they are looking to start MLB season back in one place and thinking about Arizona? Yes, we did. I'm very curious to see if that happens. In fact, MLB might eliminate leagues, go with universal DH for 2020. That's a new that just came across the NBCSports.com. Eliminating MLB leagues. Yep, read on. One of the things that reminded. Yeah. So there's a possibility that they do it in Arizona, but that has a lot of issues with skeleton crews and what it's going to take to operate the game. How are they going to cover it? How is it going to be broadcast? Who's broadcasting it? Who's going to be the sponsors? Who gets that money? Are there going to be 5 fans or 0 fans allowed? Who's going to actually feel comfortable going? We've talked about this often. There's a lot of questions when it comes to public gatherings. We've talked about Broadway the other day. Moss did. Who's going to feel comfortable going to a Broadway pay? What's up, Frank?
Hey, Frank.
How are we doing, buddy? So, very interesting.
What are they talking? What are they going to do at a Diamondback Stadium, Chase Field?
They would do it out of all the Cactus League complexes. So, spring training takes place in Arizona or Florida. So, I think the higher amount of complexes reside in Arizona, plus where the Diamondbacks play at Chase Field and whatever else Arizona has, and the universities too.
Right, so they won't all be playing in one field. They're going to use all the fields.
Correct, because you got 30 teams. You got that's 15 games going on, or 32 teams. That's 16 games going on. How do you make it work? The idea is one of the ideas was like do you do double headers to try and make up some of the games? Obviously, shorten the season. You're not getting 162 in. shorten the season.
When do
And
they
now
normally start? May or April? April, right?
now they start in March. The season was
Oh.
supposed to start March 26th. I was scheduled. Yeah, I had a full month and a half of work scheduled for baseball, because that's when the season starts. You got to get ready for rehearsals and whatnot. But yeah, like they're calling it the Arizona Bubble League.
So now without fans, though, correct?
The first thought was no fans, but that's if they start May 1 with the spring training.
Yeah.
2 weeks, no fans, and then start some semblance of a season with the regular season. And then is it no fans or fans? They could play 3 or 4 games per day in each stadium since they don't need to worry about getting fans in and out. Accurate.
Right.
Accurate.
And they could televise it, and now people have something to do and watch.
Right, but right. And then you have to be careful with your TV crews, right? So you have camera operators, which to be fair, it's okay. Like you have your lower first, lower third, high home, center field camera. Everyone's secluded. Like that's fine. Camera coverage should be okay, but in a broadcast booth, do you have that broadcast booth where you're tight? You got
How
3
many
wide.
people are normally in there?
Usually it's a three-man broadcast booth. You have the play-by-play person and 2 color analysts, and then you have a stage manager, an audio person. Do you change how that's done? What other press is on site? We also had a report today they might have each team play at their spring training locations and even change divisions for the season based on where the teams are located in Florida. So, Joe, that's exactly what I think I was about to read here about this getting rid of leagues, so to speak. And that's a possibility, too. Who's in the Grapefruit League versus Arizona? They could broadcast from home in theory, and we've done that at NBC when we had the Formula One package. We would have Abu Dhabi hosting the Formula One race, but our guys calling it in Stamford, Connecticut, getting a live feed and calling it in a soundproof booth, which was awesome, complete with a research guy and an audio guy. So that's possible. So that's a good shout. I mean, yeah, you don't have the fans there, so you don't have that natural sound that you have to, feed into the mic. So that's good. So now you eliminate the broadcast booth. So what's the skeletal system of broadcasting a baseball game? And again, where do the rights lie? Who covers it? Who carries it? There's a lot, but I hope they figure it out.
A spring training field, right? Are they as big in terms of like to home runs, or are they shorter?
They might be a little bit shorter. Their dimensions might be a little bit not as big. Some of them are the same. Like Boston, I know, they replicated the Green Monster, which is kind of cool, but it's not nearly as high. I think it's like maybe not even a half. Maybe it's like a quarter of the height of the actual Green Monster. But that's cool, right? Kind of brings that hometown feel to it. So, and they have the facade at George Steinbrenner Field for the Yankees, and I like where the Mets play is nice. But yeah, we'll see, man. Listen, I'd love to get back to work. If they bring programming back, I'm gone. See ya. 4 days a week, morning show, afternoon shows. Can't wait.
Massimo, do you want me to bring your screen up? Is that why you're sharing it?
Yes, I think we need to acknowledge this because we didn't acknowledge it. So, sorry. So one thing I want to talk about is one of the hardest things I had to do as a parent 2 years ago was we had to put out hockey sticks in honor of the Humboldt Broncos hockey team. They were a hockey team, 16 players. On April 6, 2018, 16 players were killed and 13 were injured when a northbound coach bus struck a westbound tractor trailer and had failed to yield at a stop sign. This was a hockey team that was kind of wiped out.
And that's like an adult hockey team or like kids?
Kids. And it was really sad. And it was when my son first started playing hockey. It just came across my news feed. And I guess because of all the Corona stuff, I forgot to do it. But every year we put out hockey sticks, and put out the hockey sticks for the players. As a coach, I get emotional.
You could do it tonight.
Yeah, I forgot to do it. So,
was that your house?
That was my house pre the
iron doors.
Yeah, pre the iron doors. But I always get emotional every year when I see this.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, as a coach, it's hard. You think about, the kids, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing.
You acknowledge them.
Yeah, you can't forget things like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you gotta pay homage to them. That's awfully nice.
Well, yeah. Now, yeah, and that's one thing they do have to think about for baseball. Going back to that is what if a whole team gets sick, right? What do they do?
So that's the issue. Is now are we putting lives on the line here? Yeah, I mean, how many NBA players got it? Who else has gotten it? Do you have to test everyone now to make sure they don't have like I might have some symptoms? Like it's complicated. It's not just all right. Let's just get back on the field, send the equipment down, and fire up the spring training facilities. Let's just go. It is, and then if you do it that way, how long are you doing it that way? Because now you're asking the players to be away from their families for a month, 2 months, because it becomes World Cup style or Olympic style, where you're away from your family for X amount of time while you play these games. And all you're doing is, I mean, granted, they get paid handsomely, but still, you're away from your family. These are still people too. So some players have come out and said, absolutely not. Some people are like, let's go, whatever it takes, let's go.
Right.
And right, Frank, right? Because how do you have someone who tests positive join the team? You can't.
Right. And then do you take the test from the people that need it to test the baseball players?
I'm sure no can afford to buy their own tests.
Yeah.
Right. But are they even selling the test, right? Or are they all government issued and controlled? I don't even know.
That's a great, holy shit. Graziuso, I know you're watching. That's a question we should have asked the doctor.
Right, because I think all the tests are right now controlled by the government.
Controlled, right? I think
a private company can sell them.
Yeah, like we can't go online and find some distributor. We can't go to a wholesaler or some guy and who sells it,
Right.
So
if he found out they was a private company selling it, they could basically mandate to make them like they did with GE and to make ventilators.
Correct, but put front lines. The front line need them, and God do they. And but yeah, man. And God, talking about Jen Roth last night or 2 nights ago. Was she on last night? She was on last night. Yeah, interesting to hear her thoughts from the front lines.
Yeah, and
what they do and don't need. So that's pretty interesting.
It's crazy, and we'll be on the other side of this. We're more than halfway there, I think.
That's it.
I might not be the person to listen to because originally I said 2 weeks and we'd be out. So
right. Hey, another little bit of news. XFL decided that they're probably done too. Probably closing up shop. Probably.
Yeah, XFL is done. I saw that.
Yeah. XFL, that's what completely done, like closed down, or.
So obviously the season's canceled and done, and it looks like it's one of my buddies. Was
that the one that Vince McMahon tried to do years ago?
Yeah.
Correct.
You've ever met him, Christina?
Yeah.
Is he nice?
He was pretty nice to me. I only met him briefly when I was working SummerSlam, but yeah, I met him.
For the second time in the brand's history, the XFL is no more. League COO Jeffrey Pollock reportedly informed XFL employees of all stripes that they were out of a job as the Football League was suspending operations due to the global coronavirus pandemic. While this doesn't fold the company entirely, it does make things extremely difficult for an organization that was just finding its legs as the crisis struck. Now, this is in a group chat with a bunch of friends of mine, with Grass and a bunch of our guys. Shout out to Vinny Asciola, FDNY. For that text. Now, my question to him was, did they make it was it better? I know from a television standpoint, viewership did drop week by week, but that's an expectation. They popped the first week and then slowly declined. ESPN had the package. They were doing a good job. Was it a better product? Was it more fan-friendly? Was it family-friendly? Tickets were cheaper. It was more accessible. There seemed to be a following. I'm curious if this pandemic didn't happen and they finished the season were they on the precipice of being able to announce a season 2. So it's this among many things going on is just one of those questions of the what ifs. But we all know we can't live in the what ifs. We move on. XFL will move on. Vince McMahon will be fine. Everyone's going to be fine. So, but unfortunate to see something that people were following is no longer.
Mm-hmm.
And that did go away at one point before, right? I kind of remember
that.
That.
This is their second time back.
Yeah, so I recommend people watch the 30 for 30 on ESPN on the XFL. Take one. Very cool. Even interviewed some people that that I know that I've worked with or actually worked with. I've worked with Pete. Very cool to hear him talk about the beginning of XFL and how they introduced so much technology and ways of shooting football that were never done before. And they really pushed the boundaries and they really set the bar in many aspects. And that's why it was like, it's a shame it didn't work. They didn't invest the time and money in the players and the product, you know, but this time they did, but it's just tough. So they tried, but I recommend watching that 30 for 30
So
on
we're
ESPN.
we're just at the 1 hour mark, but
Yeah, guys, I have to jump.
wait, we need you for 2 seconds if you have. We want to record a video after we end.
I just need 2 seconds.
So let's just end this really quick. Everyone, have a great weekend. Be safe. I'm not maybe a Gotham After Dark tonight late. We don't know if there is. Watch on Gotham's page. We'll broadcast live. Otherwise, we'll see you perfect till 9 a.m. Happy Easter.
Bye, guys. Happy Easter.
Take care. Happy Easter, guys.
Yes,